because the creation of the portfolio for my class is a little bit different from other classes. Okay, so I want to explain that today. Okay, so it's going to be clear and you can work on that for the rest of the semester. Okay, so let me share the screen with you. Okay, wait a minute. Exactly. Let me share the screen, right? Okay, 1 second. All right. Yeah. Guys, can you see? Wait a minute. Wait, it takes a moment. Normally in Google Meet, it takes a moment to share the file. Okay, guys, can you see the Excel file?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, guys. Okay, so how is your portfolio going to be? Your portfolio, or the most important part of your portfolio, is this chart. Este cuadrito que tienen aquí, this chart is the most important part of your portfolio. Okay, so what are you going to do? This is the format that you guys are going to use in order to create a portfolio of this semester. At least the centerpiece, la parte principal, the centerpiece of your portfolio. First of all, you have tics portfolio, your name, and your course. Okay, and then you have this chart right here in Excel format. First of all, you have the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, blah, 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 etc., etc. And you have all this information that you have to fill in, which means that every time that we analyze or use an application or an application online, you must include that specific application or website in your chart, which means that you have to feed, van a alimentar, you are going to feed this chart during the whole semester. Okay, so which, in other words, using this chart, you are going to summarize, van a resumir, van a sistematizar, you are going to summarize the content of this class using this chart. For example, the first application that we used during this semester was Flipgrid. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, bro.
Exactly. The first application that you used was Flipgrid. Okay, so this is the first one that you are going to include in your own personal charts. Okay, the website is Flipgrid. That is the first one. The app or the website, you write here the name. On the second column, you are going to write the URL. Okay, o sea, la dirección del sitio web. Not always the name of the website is the same as the URL. A veces el nombre y el URL no son los mismos. So please, that is the reason why I need that you include it. And then here you have the column of the description. In this column, listen to me. In your own words, en sus propias palabras, I repeat, in your own words, you are going to complete, or you are going to fill it in with the description of the website. For example, Flipgrid is an online application that teachers and students can use to blah, 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 blah. So you describe what it is. Describen qué es esa aplicación. ¿Para qué sirve? Okay? So you can explain it right there. But please, don't copy from internet. Don't copy each other. Tampoco se copien entre ustedes. This chart is, by all means, a personal effort. Okay? Es un esfuerzo personal. It's a personal effort. Okay? That's the idea. And finally, on the last column, you can use this application to teach English. Yeah, in this case, for example, it says Flipgrid can be used to encourage English students to speak, blah, 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 blah. So you explain how you can improve your English class using this application. Okay, this is exactly what you have to do as the portfolio of this class, and you are going to work on this permanently during the semester. Okay, you are going to work on this permanently during the semester. Okay, okay, guys. questions, please? Do you have questions about the chart?
No questions.
No questions, Daniela. More questions, people. Come on. No? Okay. All right, guys. So we are going to. You guys, please don't forget this. The format for your chart. You can start working on it. Ya pueden empezar a trabajar en este chart, obviously because we already checked the first application, right? Okay, guys. No questions? All right, perfect. No problem. Okay, people. So, last class we were discussing the evolution of internet and the evolution using some statistics. We were discussing the evolution of publishing online. Yes or no? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, prof.
Okay,
Yes,
Angie.
teacher.
Thank you very much. Okay, and did we talk about the changes in society? Ya hablamos de los cambios en la sociedad. Did we change about the changes in society? No? No? Okay.
We talk about the change in our lives, such as politics, journalism, business, and education.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, so we are going to continue. Yeah, I'm going to give you some examples about that. We're going to finish with that topic, and we are going to try to finish with this theoretical part as soon as possible. Okay, right? We were talking about the changes in our lives. We talk about then the changes in politics. Yeah, as you just told me that we discussed this, the changes in journalism, obviously changes in business, but in education, I told you that in education things are happening very slowly. Okay, something that you must remember, and something. Can you see the PowerPoint?
No, prof.
No,
No,
teacher.
I'm sorry. I'm going to show you the PowerPoint right now. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, 1 second, please. I'm sorry. I think I got too excited with the explanation. Okay. Can you see the PowerPoint, guys?
It's in black.
It's in black. Seriously. No way. Impossible. Can you see it now?
Yes, prof.
Okay. So, yeah. So here we have the areas that technology has changed: politics, journalism, business, and education. And please don't forget that right now, young people like you and younger people than you, young people like you have changed, and you are not consumers of information. Just people used to be passive consumers of information. La gente era como un consumidor pasivo de información. For example, take into consideration the traditional media, television, the radio, the newspapers. In the past, people believed what the media gave them. Okay, it was like, if it is in the newspaper, is real. Es como, si está en el periódico, tiene que ser verdad, ¿no es cierto? So, in the past, people were passive consumers of information. But now, this generation of people, you guys, for example, you are not just consumers of information. It's different. You are creators of information. You, using technology and social networks and internet, you can be creators of content or creators of information. That is the big difference. Okay? Let me ask you something. For example, Viviana Sanguña. Viviana, please.
Yes, prof.
Tell me, Viviana, What is the last thing? What is the last thing that you posted online? Tell me, please.
It was a picture of my cat on
It's a
WhatsApp.
picture of your cat. Okay. All right. With you on the picture or not?
Excuse me?
With you on the picture or not? Are you on the picture?
No, only
Okay,
my
it's
cat.
just a picture of your cat. Okay, and where did you upload it? Facebook, Instagram, where?
On WhatsApp status.
Yeah, okay. So what did you do in that case? You created content.
Content.
That is exactly what you did. Yes, everybody's doing that. Thank you. All right, so here you have a picture, and you can see the past and probably the present. In 1983, human relationships were just like this. Okay, people around the table talking to each other and stuff like that. But even in 2014, 2020 is just like this. Okay, social relationships, they have changed a lot. You can see that even the dog has a tablet. All right, so guys, things are changing, of course. More examples in politics. When Barack Obama was running for president, okay, the first time, he created 27,000 groups in Facebook to support his campaign. Okay, so he created the people in his campaign created 27,000 groups in Facebook in order to support his campaign. It is a strategy right now. Politics is changing. Journalism. In June 2013, in Egypt, there was a revolution, the June 30 revolution. And that revolution was possible because people used the internet to let the rest of the world know what was happening in Egypt. It's a very interesting thing because, yeah, in journalism is changing. All the people in Egypt, these Egyptian people, they became journalists. And finally, in education, the problem that we have is that we are slowly adapting to these technological tools. We are little by little, we are adapting to these tools. Yeah. All right. Okay, those changes are important, but also there are a lot of changes happening in our lives. We have more changes. Okay. For example, how we live our lives in this society is completely different than the past. It's totally, totally different. Okay, let me give you some examples. Okay, do me a favor, and Evelyn Zambrano. Evelyn, please. Evelyn.
She's in class, but she can hear you. No, you can hear her.
I can hear her. Okay. Maybe
Everyone.
very, very strange. By Daniela Valverde. Daniela, can you hear me? Can you answer?
Yes, prof.
Okay,
Yes.
can you read please the first change, one of the changes that we have in our society?
The definition of privacy, young generations.
Exactly. In this society, because of technology, it's very difficult to know what is private and what is not private. It's very difficult to know that. Okay, I'm gonna give you some examples and I'm gonna ask you some questions, okay? Let me ask you, Adriana Mikinga, are you in class, Adriana?
Yes.
Adriana, I have a question for you. Okay, question number one. Do you have a Facebook account?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, okay. Very well. Question. Would you give me the password to your Facebook?
No.
Okay, yeah, the answer is no. Why not?
Yes.
Why not?
Because the password is only mine.
It's private, yes or no?
Yes.
Exactly. So, social networks are supposedly private. They have passwords. Tienen claves, tienen contraseñas, they have passwords. But the problem is that people using the same social media, they post private things. So, where is the privacy? ¿Dónde está la privacidad? Es la clave secreta, sí, pero al mismo tiempo la gente publica y postea cosas muy privadas. So there is a thin line, es una línea muy delgada, it's a very thin line between what is private and what is not. Entre lo que es privado y lo que no es. Okay, there is a very thin line between one thing and another. Okay, let me give you an example. A ver, les voy a dar otro ejemplo. Tell me, Solange Salazar, Madam President.
Yes, prof.
Even though this is a question for everybody, esta puede ser una pregunta para todo el mundo. Solange, do you remember that video about the Tantra incident? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. The rest of you, do you remember that? ¿Se acuerdan de ese tema? Do you remember that?
Yes, prof.
Okay.
Yes,
Everybody, many people in Quito, I don't know, probably in Ecuador, we saw the video. Vimos el video, ¿no? Who haven't seen it? ¿Quién no lo ha visto? Is there a student who hasn't seen it? ¿Alguien tal vez nunca lo vio?
Me, teacher.
Angie Cabrera. Okay, Angie. This is the story is this. Esta es la historia, Angie, so you understand, para que lo entiendas. This is a video of a man, a husband, who caught his wife cheating on him, and he was waiting for her outside of a motel. Tantra motel, actually, yeah. Que es la historia triste de un esposo cuya esposa le engañaba y él ya sabía y le esperó afuera de un motel. Y él le encontró and then the confrontation. Y hubo una confrontación, entonces él recibía, él esperaba afuera, le dijo, hola, la gran señora y bla, bla, bla. It was terrible. It's a terrible moment. Es un momento horrible. It's a horrible moment because you can see how desperate she is. Puedes ver qué tan desesperada está ella. He's trying to mock her, he's insulting her, and the other guy doesn't know what to do. El otro tipo no sabe qué hacer. It's a horrible thing. But the most important is that situation was private. Eso era una cosa privada. That was a problem that belonged only to those people. Ese problema solo le pertenecía a esa gente. Okay? Nobody has the right. Excuse me?
Can I say something about that?
Oh, of course, yes, of course. But, just let me finish with this. It was private, but technology made it public. Using technology, it became public. So my point is, where is the privacy? Okay, Adriana, or Genesis, can you tell me about it? Well, what's your opinion?
I think it wasn't a private situation because I think it was marketing. Because after that, the hotel was like everyone wanted to go there and the rooms were always full.
I don't know. I never been to Tantra, but what I believe is that it is okay. I understand what you're saying, and it's a valid point. But I think is that it is easy. It is super easy to take something private and make it public. Probably for commercial purposes, as you mentioned. But it was a private thing at the end of the day. Well, and there are many other cases. There are many other cases. Now, exposing private things is really, really common. And we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have YouTube, and we have TikTok, and we have many ways to do it. So according to psychologists, and this is not me, according to psychologists, it's very difficult to keep your privacy right now. Let me give you one more example. We have cell phones, right? And in our cell phones, we have cameras and we have audio recorders. Claro, nuestros teléfonos tienen cámaras y grabadoras de audio. Today, you don't know when a person is recording you. Hoy en día no sabes quién te está grabando. You don't know when somebody is recording or taking pictures of you. Okay? I have one final question about this. Tengo una pregunta final. Tell me, Christian Nieves, are you in class? Christian.
Yes.
Christian, I have a question for you. Have you ever Googled your name?
Yes.
And what did you get? ¿Y qué te salió?
An artist.
A what?
An artist. A music.
No, but the question is, ¿has googleado alguna vez tu nombre?
Yes.
Yeah, but what did you get in return?
I found artist. Music.
You are an artist then?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Another thing is that people stalk you and people Google your names. For example, yeah. I don't know if you have done it. No sé si lo hayan hecho. I don't know if you have done it. But there is another very interesting thing that you can do these days. You can Google your names and you can see what happens, right? It's very interesting. Okay, let's continue with the next point. All right, privacy is, I don't know, it's very blurry these days. Es como una cosa difícil de definir, no? It's a very blurry thing. Second thing is that we want to be online, and being online is part of our lives. Okay? And according to experts, being online, the fact that we want to be online, it has a lot of psychological effects. It has a lot of psychological effects. For example, Maria Jose Franco. Maria Jose.
Yes, Prof.
Maria Jose, I have a question for you. Okay? Pay attention. How do you feel when, for some reason, there is no internet in your house?
I desesperated.
You feel desperate. Yeah? Okay, and what do you do? ¿Y qué haces? What do you do if there is no internet in your house?
I go to the internet in another house and have my friend or my uncle.
Okay. But the idea is to be online all the time. Yes or no?
Yes.
Of course. Yes. It's part of our lives. I'm going to ask the same question to John Troya. John, are you in class? Oh, John, the famous John. Are you in class, John? John.
His connection is bad.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Tell me, please, Galo Kilka. Galo, are you here in class?
Yes, Prof.
Tell me, Galo, how do you feel when there is no internet in your house?
Boring.
It's boring, right? But there is a psychological effect. You feel something.
Yes.
Of course. Next thing. Communicating and collaborating with others is something that we want that happen instantly. Okay? With the new technology and the new internet, what we want is things fast. We want to do things instantly. We want to communicate with others instantly. We want to collaborate with others instantly. We want to do things on that moment, immediately. That's the idea. Okay? Let me give you some examples. For example, Ruth Mahi. Ruth.
Here, Prof.
Ruth, tell me, how do you feel when the internet is slow in your house?
Bad then sometimes angry.
Angry, you see?
Yes.
You feel frustrated, okay?
Yes.
Uh-huh. That happens a lot. And finally, we want to be always connected. We want to be always connected. We want to use our cell phones all the time. Giuliani Candelario, are you there?
Yes, prof.
Giuliani, tell me, I have a question for you. How do you feel when you forget your cell phone at home?
Can you repeat, please?
Giuliani, how do you feel when you forget your cell phone at home?
Oh, for me it's normal.
Really? Do you always forget your cell phone at home? No problem?
No.
Okay, that's fine. And what about you, Kelly Becerra? Kelly. Kelly. No, Kelly probably has problems. Nancy Las Luisa? Nancy? Nancy, tell me, how do you feel when you forget?
Yes, I'm
Hello,
here.
Nancy. Nancy, tell me, how do you feel when you forget your cell phone at home?
I feel, I don't know, desperate because I am work and now with the university,
Yeah.
always you have new information.
Exactly. So you feel desperate. Okay, exactly. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what it is. So as you can see, with all these examples, internet has a lot of psychological effects on people. And you are no exception. You are no exception. We have a lot of changes in our society, and also we have a lot of changes in our minds because of technology. Okay? All right, guys. All right. Let's continue. So we are going to start from the basics. Yeah, vamos desde lo más básico, por favor, chicos. Okay. Think about this. We have to think about, as teachers, we have to think about, now that we know this context, ahora que sabemos todo este contexto, ¿no es cierto? We have to think about the way that we present content to our students. This is something that we have to analyze and rethink. Hay que analizar mucho y hay que pensar de nuevo la forma en la que le presentamos el contenido a nuestros estudiantes. I mean, our students, they are not the students that we had 5 or 10 years ago. Our students, they expect something different. They expect something connected with technology. Okay? So you have to think about this. And this is something that we are going to do during the semester. We are going to try to change the way that we present content to our students. Vamos a tratar de cambiar cómo le presentamos el contenido a nuestros estudiantes. Okay? Because our students, exactly, we have to change. Because our students, they have one characteristic that makes them different from previous generations. Hay una característica que les hace a nuestros estudiantes diferentes que a las generaciones anteriores. Okay? You guys, you for example, you are the best example. You have one characteristic that makes you different from the previous generations. Ustedes tienen una característica que les hace muy diferentes de las generaciones anteriores. Tell me, please, for example, Evelyn Garcia. Evelyn.
Yes, prof.
Tell me, Evelyn, what do you think? What is that characteristic? What is that characteristic that makes your generation different from the others?
Our generation depends on technology a lot. And
It's a good point, but there is something else. Hay algo más, de hecho, hay algo más. I agree with you. Yes, your generation, probably not mine, but your generation depends on technology. It's true. It is true. Sí, es verdad. Pero hay algo más. There is something else. What do you think? What do you think? I don't know. Viviana Sanguña, what do you think?
The same teacher that we were born with the technology.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Technology is something essential in your lives. But speaking from the point of view of each person, your generation is super visual. Is super visual. Why? It's because you have cell phones, you have tablets, and you have all these devices, and all of them they have screens. Your generation and the new generations, they are extremely visual. Okay, that is the most important learning style. Or the people prefer to use visual aids to learn. Okay, la gente prefiere ayudas visuales para aprender algo. The best example is that when you don't know something, cuando no sabes algo, ¿qué haces? You go to YouTube and you watch a tutorial. Everybody prefers something that is visual, especially your generation. That's why Giovanni Sartori, este escritor, Giovanni Sartori, he wrote the book The Homo Videns. The Homo Videns is the new being. Este es el nuevo ser. The Homo sapiens is done. Ya se acabó el Homo sapiens. The new being is the Homo Videns. Why? Because we are visual. Okay, so in this case, in the classroom, what do we have to do as teachers? ¿Qué debemos hacer como profesores? We have to change the way that we present content, and we have to focus on visual aids. Y nos concentramos más en lo que sea visual. Okay, guys? All right. Do you have questions? ¿Tienen preguntas, chicos? Do you have questions before we finish? All right, guys. So, okay, don't forget your homework. You have the chance to finish your homework until Friday. Don't forget to start working on the chart. No se olviden del cuadrito, del chart, de su portfolio. That's the most important part of your portfolio for this class. And we are going to continue next class. Okay, next class is gonna be on Wednesday. Okay, on Wednesday we continue.